Hey, everybody, super excited for this chat with Extreme Networks, who are powering enterprise networking in so many fascinating industries today with Dan. How are you?
Evan, I'm doing great. So glad to spend a little bit of time with you and talk about what we do here at Extreme.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of you and your team. I see you guys out and about every time I go to a stadium. You seem to have all of the Wi Fi infrastructure buttoned up. But for those who may not be aware of Extreme Networks, maybe introduce your team and your mission.
Okay, absolutely. So Extreme Networks has been around for 25 plus years in the networking industry. We are really focused on connectivity, network connectivity, and now really taking it to the fact of how do we help our customers take the network infrastructure and make it an asset for them. And so in the past, it was all about connectivity, speeds and feeds, whether it be wired or wireless, SD-WAN, all of those different technologies. And those are still very important, but really the focus is on what can we do with the network? What kind of information can we glean from the network? What business decisions can we do? How do we help our companies move forward as, again, the network becomes an asset to all of our customers for more than just connecting their users to applications?
Well, that's such an exciting way to describe what you do. Um, Whatever you're doing is working. You've had a ton of success. You're a leader in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. 5 years of growth, et cetera, et
Mhm.
cetera. What's the secret sauce behind your success, if I can ask, just at a high level?
Yeah, I think that, over the course of the last several years, we've acquired a lot of different companies, a lot of different
Mm,
technologies, and we've been able to integrate these technologies into solutions that are very easy, deployable, and usable. So a couple of very important pieces for us is that simplicity is number one. We need to
mm.
make things much easier, whether it's how you deploy a wireless infrastructure, a wired infrastructure, fabric technologies, how you manage, how you operate. But then the other big key to our success is the fact that about 3 plus years ago, we made a move to what we call universal hardware and
Mm.
universal licensing. So, how do we make it simple and easy where instead of having this massive price list of just thousands of SKUs of different pieces of hardware for different places in the network, let's make the hardware common and then make the hardware easily changeable by its persona, just basically by the operating system that you load on that piece of hardware. So whether it's wired or wireless. So now a customer can simply buy a piece of hardware, put it in the network. If they need to change the persona, they don't need to rip out the hardware. They can simply do a simple software upgrade. And then in concert with that, making licensing easy. And licensing is always difficult. Nobody enjoys licensing, but it is here. It's here to stay. And so what we've done is create a universal licensing structure where you buy a license one time and it's transferable across any of our devices. So be it wired or wireless, it's just a device. It doesn't matter. So trying to create that simplicity along with being leading edge. We were first to market with Wi-Fi 6E, complete
Mm.
6E portfolio. Now we're moving on, like everyone else, into Wi-Fi 7. So the technologies, evolving those technologies, creating differentiation. I would say on the wired side of the house, it's really all about fabric. We are industry leaders in fabric technology, have been for quite some time, and the fabric really just makes life much easier for our customers. You can create this hyper segmented network. You can extend that wireless network from the data center to the campus to the edge closets. And now recently, within the last say 6 plus months, we allow you to extend that same fabric over SD-WAN to the branch. So really
Wow,
creating one simplified infrastructure for our customers to deploy.
brilliant. And you've been really ahead of the curve on the cloud sort of deployment model with cloud network
Mhm.
management and sort of cloud provisioning.
Yep.
Really kind of a revolutionary approach to how customers manage their network. Describe that, how it works exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we've went in the last say 3 plus years from say 7 or 800,000 devices in the cloud to well over 2.5 million managed devices in the cloud. And again, it gets back down to how easy, how scalable, how simple it is. So the ability to easily onboard devices and manage them from a cloud infrastructure has proven to pay dividends well many times over for our customers. Our cloud is agnostic in the fact that we can run
Hmm.
in AWS, we can run in GCP, we can run in Azure. So for us, any of those, absolutely fine. Earlier this year, we announced the concept of the cloud continuum. So now all customers necessarily want to deploy their management and their assets up into the quote unquote public cloud. So we've had private cloud capabilities where you have your own dedicated instance, but now we've taken that cloud concept, that cloud management, we've brought it on premise. So the Extreme Cloud Edge allows the same exact user experience, but it's actually running in your data center. So for customers or countries that have um, data sovereignty rules where the data can't leave the country, we need to make sure it's managed here. We can provide that solution. The beauty is that the user experience is 100% the same. So literally, when you log into Extreme Cloud IQ, which is our management platform, you cannot tell if you're running in a public cloud, a private cloud, or at the edge. Same experience, same licensing structure, no changes whatsoever. So really, we're now able to deliver cloud how our customers want to consume it. So cloud is a concept. It's not necessarily a place or a deployment. It's really the concept of how do you manage things.
A brilliant approach. And you've been talking at Extreme about machine learning, AI, for some years, well ahead of the hype that we're in now. So explain that, how you were using machine learning for performance, security, deployment. It looks quite innovative.
Yeah, I mean we've had what we call Copilot for
Hmm.
well over a year now. Hundreds of thousands of deployments worldwide of that technology, and it really is our that first step into AI, the capability to know what's going on, report back, simplifying the really the process that our users have to go through, and users meaning the administrators, to find problems. So when there's an issue in the network, where do I look? Networks are huge.
Mm.
I mean, they extend everywhere. So now with capabilities of Copilot and AI, we can actually tell the administrator, hey, we have a problem right here. So this is where we can focus in on. And we continue to enhance that capability. So at this point, it's really reporting. We move forward into remediation, then we move even farther into auto remediation. I mean, we're kind of along that path, along with I think everyone in the industry. From how much
Mm.
do I trust AI? Today it's like, hey, tell me that's great. Next step is I'll do a trust but verify, and then we will get to that autonomous level. So we're well on the road to doing all of those things. And again, all in the spirit of how do we make it easier to manage and operate the infrastructure.
Well done. Well, network security, you mentioned, top of mind to everyone in IT. And, traditionally, historically, Wi-Fi was a very vulnerable part of the network. But how do you secure, the network, and what are some of the latest best practices you're kind of focused on?
Yeah, I mean we're really excited. Just earlier this month, or actually last month now, I guess. Last month we introduced our new foray into security, which is Universal ZTNA. So
Hmm.
we've had a solution in place for many, many years to do traditional network access control. Now we're evolving that into this next generation, and so there's a lot of competitors out there that are doing NAC. A lot of people doing ZTNA. What we've done is combine the two together, so that
Mm.
if I'm paying X number of dollars per seat for NAC and I'm paying X dollars per seat for ZTNA, we can actually combine that, reduce the cost, and create one solution. So I can now do policy configuration across my network, identity based for users. So, like
Mm.
myself, I log in, I can have multiple devices and I authenticate. And then take it to the application level security with ZTNA. So, combining these two things together and bringing it out to make it easy to manage and deploy is really the place that we've focused in on. Our goal here is not necessarily to become a security vendor, but to
Mm.
provide secure solutions. So as you marry together the connectivity along with security, it's no longer a bolt-on or an add-on. It's baked in. And so as you provision your network and your connectivity, you're provisioning your security right there in place. And these two things inherently work together, they're managed together, and it makes life so much easier.
I bet it's not just people accessing the network now. You have increasingly different things
Yes.
in hospital environments, all kinds of wearables and devices. You must
Absolutely.
be seeing an explosion of these kind of IoT devices being
Yeah,
attached to the network.
absolutely. It is incredible. And it goes across every vertical you could imagine. So whether it's smart
Mm.
buildings, it's hospitals, it's education, I mean, you name it, every single vertical has IoT requirements. Some of them are pervasive, like IP cameras for surveillance. I mean, that goes across
Mm.
everywhere, right? People have been doing that for quite some time. But now you have door lock systems and you have, the ability to monitor environmentals and things of that nature. So, one of the things that we focus in on here also is our alliances. So we can't be everything to everyone, and we don't want to be everything to everyone. But we want to make sure that we provide full solutions in an ecosystem. So we have an alliances team that works with a lot of vendors throughout the world to actually come in, validate the solution so that when a customer deploys an IP camera with our wired infrastructure and our wireless infrastructure across their entire enterprise, it's a validated solution. They know if they plug it in, it's been tested, it's supported, and it works. And so all of these IoT devices, obviously there's, tens of thousands of different types out there. We don't have them all validated, but we take the high runners, we look at what our customers are deploying, and we bring those into a formal process and alliances. And again, it's really providing more of that assurance to our customers that they're not the system integrator. We integrate these things together. We will test it out. We'll make sure all this stuff works so that you can deploy it and you can have peace of mind that yes, this is a fully supported solution. It's going to work. I don't have to worry.
Fantastic. Let's talk about this sort of wireless future. You must look a lot on roadmaps and
Mhm.
technology evolution. And gosh, Wi-Fi 6E has been a godsend for me personally at home with all my newer devices. It's been really amazing to see the performance increases. How is Wi-Fi 6E adoption going? And obviously, what's next? Anything you can share into the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 6E has definitely taken the world by storm. There's
Mm.
still work to be done on 6E. Not all countries have validated and certified 6E. That will happen. Happens over time. But we definitely see a massive migration to 6E because it is a game-changing technology.
Mm.
And so, we again leading the market, first to market with 6E solutions. We have a wide range of different types of access points. Earlier this year, we announced our lower end solution, the AP3000, the greenest AP on the market. Again, another piece that's really important to us, sustainability, all of those types of things. You can build all these great products, but we need to really think about the environment
Mm.
and power consumption and things like that. So, being able to provide a 6E access point that takes, very, very low power, integrated antennas, again, really cool for specific use cases. So we see 6E adoption happening at a very high rate across all different types of industries and verticals. But what's next? So right around the corner is Wi-Fi 7. So the next evolution, taking 6E, moving it to 7, and again, it really depends what customers are in their life cycle. I really don't necessarily see a lot of customers who just deployed 6E jumping onto
Mm.
Wi-Fi 7 right away. But the customers that are on older technologies, be it 5 or 6, do I make that move or do I make the move to making it to 7? I mean, that it's a continual life cycle, and Wi-Fi continues to evolve so fast. with different capabilities. The things that we focused on early on in Wi-Fi was, how strong and how powerful could we create the Wi-Fi cells. Now, it's not necessarily about how big those cells are, but it's more about bandwidth. So we're actually creating smaller Wi-Fi cells because of the
Mm,
bandwidth capabilities. So the technologies and really the focus areas on Wi-Fi continue to evolve over time, where it's not just about, can I connect everyone? Well, that's great. We can all connect everyone, but what kind of bandwidth can we provide as the speeds and feeds continue to increase? And we see, all of our customers are, a majority of our customers, I should say, are taking that Wi-Fi first approach.
mm,
So again, you walk into a hospital, you walk into a college campus, everybody's on Wi-Fi. You walk into
mm,
a stadium, everybody's on their mobile device, and they connect to
mm.
the Wi-Fi. So the technologies continue to evolve, and again, it now moving beyond connectivity. Now for Wi-Fi, it's moving on to bandwidth and how much performance can I get. With that comes the ability to now know what's going on. So now I need to have a better picture of what applications are being used, how much are they being used, those types of things. So the analytical information has been so critical. When we look at venues, we do a lot with venue analytics, and all venues have different requirements, but a lot of them are, what are the applications being used? Can I track, you know, the flow of people throughout? Can I tell you that, hey, at this place you can get concessions and be in line for 2 minutes, where over here it's going to be 15 minutes, and things like that. I mean, the whole fan experience is shaped by what people are actually doing in the stadium, and the venues can now really tweak to that and to make sure that they create the best fan experience possible.
Wow, venue analytics, fan experiences, brave new world. These are words I never thought I'd be using. And you serve so many different industries, verticals. I mean, healthcare, education, government,
Yeah.
retail, um, uh, but also sports. How did you get such a dominant position in sports venue, entertainment venues, stadiums, etc.? That seems to be quite a sweet spot for Extreme.
It definitely is. I think part of it was heritage. So there was a lot of work that Extreme has done with the NFL, with that from an
Mhm.
analytical perspective, for many years. And
Hmm.
and so we continue to evolve that. And so as we looked at the technology from a Wi-Fi perspective, and then we looked at the analytical capabilities and all the different aspects that come into stadiums, because it is a totally different world. It was really our focus. So we created this very unique under-seat access point,
Hmm.
which fits very well into a stadium environment, because not all the access points obviously can be above, especially when you get
Right.
these open stadiums, right? So you have to have access points under the seats. So we've created a focus in that area. So whether it's with the NFL, it's the NHL, it's looking at all of the soccer, football in EMEA and European and around the world. I mean, all these different venues, although they have specific tweaks and differences, there's a baseline that's the same. And so again, they
Hmm.
want to create a really good fan experience. They really want people to be able to, seamlessly get onto the Wi-Fi, order food, do all of these different things. And so, we looked at that and creating a focus in that vertical market to really differentiate ourselves of what we can do versus our competition. And really that's what it was all about. It was a heritage thing that evolved, and we continue to refine the solution to a point now where, we have a significant advantage over everyone else in the industry.
Fantastic. Well, I always notice you guys out at Boston Red Sox games. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll have a team there that will provide some more joy. But until then, we'll have to wait and see. So, wrapping up the year, what are you looking forward to as we head into next year? Any travel or events or things top of mind?
Yeah, I mean, it's like we always say, the year goes by so fast. I mean, 2023 just absolutely has flown by for us. 2024 is not going to be any slower. It's going to go faster. We look to continue to, enhance our solutions, creating better solutions, being easy to deal with, from
Mm,
a customer and a partner perspective. How do we improve those sales motions? We have we look at, we don't want to get too wrapped up in technology. It's very easy to do, right? Everybody likes the new shiny objects and things like that. But there's a lot of things with just basic blocking and tackling that we need to make sure that we attend to make things easier for our customers and for our partners. So how do we make it deployable? Is it easy to buy? We have literally world class technical assistants. All of our technical assistance is in source, so they are all Extreme Badge employees throughout the entire world, and we continue to receive accolades from Gartner on that type of support. And so when you think about it, when a customer buys a solution, that's a big step. And then there's the deployment, and then there's a 98% left of how do I operate and manage this? And so making sure that we have a support organization that is there, that the customer knows that they can rely on, absolutely critical. So, when we look to 2024, we'll continue to evolve into cool technologies. Wi-Fi 7 is coming out, new switching capabilities, new SD-WAN capabilities, new applications. All of these parts and pieces is really in an effort to make it simple for the customer. Networking has been complex, and right now it's needlessly so. It doesn't need to be that complex. Now, it's not to say that we're going to hide all of that and not let customers
Yeah.
who really want to get down into the bits and bytes, they absolutely can do that, but it shouldn't be a requirement. I really need to be able to just simply deploy a network, connect users to applications securely, and then be able to really gain insights out of my network. That's our goal, and so evolving in that area, new applications, new things that you'll be able to do with your network to make it a valuable resource.
Well, fantastically interesting. Before we wrap up, you're in Montana. How's the broadband? A lot of people would love to live there. Beautiful state, but how's network access looking in some of the
Evan,
villages and
I can
towns?
tell you that I love Starlink. So I've been a Starlink customer for a couple of years now. It's a godsend. So that's one of the things that when you look at moving into rural communities, rural broadband access is always a challenge. And I literally could not do my job if I didn't have that connectivity. So fortunate, it's a great technology. Works very well for people who live remotely. Because the bandwidth is there, the availability is there, so it's a good thing.
Awesome. I wonder if your winters are harsher than ours in Boston. Probably we have a tougher time with
I
the
think you actually
water and
probably
the
get more
snow
snow than
effect,
we
but
do, for sure.
yeah, I bet. I bet. Well, look, enjoy the holidays, enjoy the winter, and thanks so much for sharing just a few insights and an outlook on the future. Very exciting, and hopefully I'll see you at a lot of events next year at RF. You've got HIMSS, you've got Enterprise Connect, so many interesting
Yeah,
places
exactly.
to connect.
We're gonna be at Mobile World Congress. I mean, we're gonna be all over the place, which is great. Looking forward to connecting with with the customers, our partners, the analysts, all the people within the industry. So a lot of opportunities for that next year for sure.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for your time, Dan. Thanks everyone for watching. Reach out to Extreme with any questions. They're super impressive on social.